Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I'll be showing you how to cage your overbust corset, your tube or your bustier using regular boning. Not all the time you have to use backup. So if that's what you want to learn, watch to the end. And this is what I got after caging my overbust corsets. The material we'll be needing for this caging class include your regular boning. This is a sewable one, and then you need your wording, the soft one. We have two types. You have the hard and the soft. So you're using the soft one, and then the fiber. The fiber you can get it from those that sells Ofo Street carpentry material. You have the thick one, the one they use for hip padding, and then the light one. If you're using the thick one, please separate it. Okay, we don't need it too thick. And then you need your lining. So the lining is the same material I use for the bodies. Okay, if you're using a bad line, if you're using any soft mat line, please make sure you iron ST. Okay, so you cut your wording, you use the center front to cut your wording, and make sure you end under the bust. Don't cut beyond the bust and don't cut below. Okay, if you come beyond, make sure you just trim it to end directly under the bust. And then I cut the side front also. Okay, I'm using my wording to cut it, and then after which I'll cut out the seam allowance from the side. I take out 1 inch and then curve it from the under bust to the side, and then the top I'm cutting out the seam allowance because we are not going to be holding it together with the seam allowance. So after cutting, you open up. If you discover that the seam allowance is still not enough, it's not up to ½ inch at the top, you trim it. That was what I did. I'll still have to trim this part because it's still a bit high. And then for the side, after which you cut, you make sure everything is okay. You don't have to iron it on it, just go ahead and sew. Okay, just sew both sides together to the center front. Okay, so what I did was to join my underbust together first, and then I pin it. After pinning, and then I'll start from the bottom. It's very important you pin the underbust so the underbust doesn't shift. Okay, so go ahead and sew, and then make sure your wording you sew your wording together. Don't leave out the wording. Okay, and then you sew both sides. After sewing both sides, this is what you have. You should have your bustier showing, like showing that it's a bustier. So what I did now is just to trim out the seam allowance. It's still not very obvious. Okay, and then I went ahead to iron my seam lines open. You can see. Then I use my marker pen to mark my bust point. It's very important. Okay, and then you mark your under the bust. Okay, because we're already starting, the wording is where the under bust starts from, so that shouldn't be a problem. So I just go ahead and mark all the lines you'll be putting your boning. Okay, so what I'm doing now is to measure the bone because I'll be cutting it. It's a very long thing, so I'll cut it. But when you cut, make sure you add extra. You can see I curve it to the armhole side, so make sure you add extra. Okay, don't cut exact in case it's short, and beside we are still going to trim a little bit out. So I use my ripper to rip out a little bit of the boning, and then you need your plier. Guys, you need plier for this. So I don't have a big one, so this is a small one. All you need to do is just to get one of the string inside the boning and pull it. Okay, use your plier to hold it and then pull it. You're not pulling it out completely, you just want to make it very flexible. This is what is going to make it curvy. Otherwise you have a flat you have a flat caging. Okay, so after, you can see the little that I pulled out, and then I'll cut it out, and then I'll start sewing. Now the essence of pulling a string, not pulling out a string completely, the essence of just adjusting it so the curve is going to curve well. Okay, we are curving the underbust and we are curving it to the side. Okay, from towards the armhole side down to the underbust, so we need it curvy. If you don't pull it out, it's not going to be curvy. And please take note of the way I fix it. So the boning is facing, the curvy part is facing the fabric. Don't face it up, okay, or else it's going to be flat, right? And then you sew the underbust, and then I measure a little bit, and then sew the armhole, and then I went ahead I also pull a string for the upper part. You can do that, and then because it's v-neck, I stop around the center and then attach another one and continue sewing. You can see the v-neck out. Okay, so the part you are pulling string is the part that is curvy. If the part is not curvy, you don't have to, just go ahead, but make sure the curvy part of the bone is facing your fabric. Okay, so go ahead and measure. Once you measure, you cut, and then you pull your string out. So I also pulled a little string out of this, and then I sew also. Okay, so I'm following the lines that I marked. Okay, so this is the bust point, so I'm sewing the bust point now. So when you sew the one side, you sew the other side. Don't sew one part to please. Okay, and then now I go directly under the bust point, and then I attach another bone in there again. Just push it. You can push it in on under, or you can push it on, lay it on top. Just make sure you sew to the other side. Please make sure there is no gap left. Okay, so because this is also on the under the bust, I just pull the string out a little. Okay, you don't have to pull out the string completely, guys. Please just pull it. We just need it flexible, right? Okay, so that is what I did, and then you go ahead and sew it. So it's straightforward, pull and then sew. So what I did, I just went ahead, and then the other part, the bust, the vertical part, I just measure and then I sew my boning. You can see you don't have to pull the string for the part that is not covered. Okay, so just go ahead and sew your boning, sew both side up and down, and then after which I got my fiber, and then I'll place my fiber on my body, what I just finished sewing on my fiber, and then cut it out. Okay, so please don't lay it flat. You can see the way I did it. Just follow it, and then do to the side. You start cutting from the side, just bend it a little, and then directly under the bust, and then cut. Okay, once you cut, make sure you cut excess so that you won't cut below. So it's after sewing it, that is when you can now trim out the excess. At this junction, guys, if you've not subscribed, please subscribe, like, and leave in it, and click on the notification bell. If you're watching from Facebook, please follow us and like this page, like this video. Okay, so what you need to do is just to sew the fiber. Now follow the lines, okay, the under bust line that you of the boning that you've sewn already. Don't sew a new line, just follow the first line under, and then for the top you just follow the lines that you've sewn already. It's the same thing with the top. Okay, so after sewing your fiber, what you need to do is just to trim the excess out. Okay, so I'm sewing the under bust now. I'm following the lines of the original boning that I've sewn already. Okay, just follow it to the side, the top, and then the under bust, and that is all for the fiber. So then you just go ahead and trim it out. It's not so much of a big deal, right? So this is it, guys. After sewing, this is what I have. You can see how curvy my boning, my caging is not flat. So most times you have flat cage because you didn't pull the string and because you didn't sew it well, right? So just go ahead and trim out the excess, and then you have your exact cage. The essence of this fiber is just to flesh the boning. Okay, not so your boning doesn't show on your outfit. Okay, so you need it. It is very, very important, right? So this is what I have after caging it, and after sewing my fiber, and then I will go ahead and then sew the main fabric on it. So what I need to do is just to join it and then flip it to the other side. And so the way you use your lining to turn your fabric, that is how you turn this one, and you're done. So this is the outcome of what I have. Thank you so much for watching.